Shalom, Israel. Today is December 25th, 2018, Christmas Day. Those of you celebrating Christmas, wishing you Merry Christmas as well as a Happy New Year in advance. Today's video is going to focus around some of the emerging trending issues on social and mainstream media as your Igbo Jewish high priest and a social cultural critic. I'm going to be attempting to dissect and deconstruct some of these topics and issues, one of which is the issue of Igbo Jewish ancestry. And I know somebody argued against the idea of Igbos resurrecting their Jewish ancestry because that issue is already in the past, and we should leave the past behind. Another one asked whether I'm, intelligent enough to understand the difference between Jew and Judean. Then the issue of police brutality against Igbo Jews in Nigeria. Some of the trending issues that I'm going to attempt to speak about today. Well, let's begin to unbundle and unpack all these issues, beginning with the issue of leaving the Igbo Jewish ancestry and heritage and birthright in the past because it belongs to the past. But here's the problem. The past is not really the past. The past is always resonating and reverberating with us. If you look at some of the edicts, laws, covenants, canons that were established and founded by our forefathers, you can almost agree with me that they are still here with us. They still tie back to our values, virtues, and visions. They still reflect markedly the way we conduct ourselves, our behaviors and morals. So the past is really not the past. The past is inextricably intertwined to the present and to a large degree with the future. Let's give a concrete example. Many of the cars, those exotic old cars that were made in the 1930s, even going back to the 1910s, still cost more than the brand new ones that are made in this day and age, because people are still looking for those cars. They're still driving them. They still want to have them. So you can see that the past is not really the past. Take, for example, the Afro hairstyle. That was a predominant and a preeminent hairstyle in the 70s. You can still see some people, trying to, don the Afro hairstyle. Even the sartorial standards of the 70s and the 60s are still being recreated in this day and age. So the past is not really the past. The past is always with us. It resonates. It reverberates. It continues to abide with us. So we Igbos must continue to justify, legitimate and make valid our Jewish ancestry, our Jewish heritage. We must not attempt to abdicate, to capitulate from, nor abandon our birthright. This is who we are. We are not going to change our birthright. We're not going to change our heritage, our ancestry. Our forefathers were Jews. They were in Israel. They formed part of the slaves that were sent to Egypt for who built the pyramids and stayed there for over 400 years, and then came back again to Jerusalem to build the first and second temples, to attempt to rebuild the first and second temples. And then when those temples fell, they started making their way again through Syria, through Egypt, again through Portugal to the present southeast region of Nigeria. So the past is not going to go away. It will continue to stare us in the face, and we must continue to embrace the past. It's not like everything in the past is wrong. The past was a golden period in the history of mankind. So we must continue to celebrate the past. The next, issue that I like to address is the issue of somebody questioning my cerebral integrity, my intellect. I can tell you that I'm one of the Igbo intellectuals and a member of the intelligentsia within the Igbo community. And who are the intellectuals? The intellectuals are the artists, the journalists, the teachers, the academics. So I fall within that rubric. So when I speak about Jews, and I can't remember mentioning the word Judean in any of my podcasts, but now that he has been brought up, I'm going to try to eloquently, dissect and deconstruct the difference between who is a Jew and who is a Judean. Of course, a Judean is somebody who lived in the old ancient kingdom of Judah when Israel was divided into the north and the Judean kingdom. So the word Jew was just a human construct. They were the Hebrews, the Israelites were not originally referred to as Jews, but people started, putting these, labels. Europeans, they started attaching these labels to Jews, and they called them, they had different lingos of addressing them as Jews, Jewy, Judy, Jew, just different spellings of Jew, but the present understanding of Jew, is somebody who has a Jewish heritage and an Israelite, somebody who is from the state of Israel. Some of them may be living in the diaspora, long as you have that heritage, like the Igbos. Igbos are Jews. They are also known as Hebrews or Israelites. I know that people have challenged me, and asked me not to address Igbos as Jews, that Igbos are Hebrews. And I'm not going to disagree with them, but it sounds more smooth to call them Jews, because that seems to be the prevalent, lingo within the lexicon of worldwide Jewry. I know that when I was growing up, if somebody addressed you as a Jew man, that was a form of disrespect. That was a kind of denunciation and a very, very disrespectful way of addressing somebody. If somebody, oh, that's a Jew man, it meant that you were a medieval thinker. You were old-fashioned. You came out of the Middle Ages, and so that again goes to support the idea that Igbos have always been Jews, because we use the term with promiscuity. We address each other. Oh, that's a Jew man. Oh man, you're a Jew man. That means you were not sophisticated. You didn't have suave and swagger. So. But the term Jew should not be misconstrued as a derogatory term. It's a term of endearment. Jews are proud to address themselves as Jews. That is the way we kind of keep ourselves different. That makes us different. That makes us special people. We are not like everyone else. Jews are different people. And I'm going to also address the issue of, some of the, stereotypes that have been, attached to the Jews. Both the ones both Eastern and Western Europeans and Igbo Jews, the same stereotypes have, been used to qualify them. Jews are fixated with money. Jews are, condescending and conniving. Jews, will get over you over money. Jews will try to, kind of double cross you when it comes to a business deal. These are all stereotypes that have created this stochastic terrorism that I've always spoken about. Stochastic terrorism is when somebody deploys a social and mainstream media to, in a vile, vicious, vituperative way that it begins to create and incite, animus and hostility, against, Igbos, to the extent that people who are demented, deranged, and unstable will capitalize on that to unleash mayhem and murder against innocent Jews. That's been referred to as stochastic terrorism. So when people perpetrate and perpetuate this kind of stereotype about Jews, being fixated with money, controlling the world. Even Igbo Jews, they say the Igbo Jews control almost 90% of the real estate in Nigeria. They control all the businesses and entrepreneurship, places. That's not true. The Igbos don't own nothing, but they keep perpetrating this stereotype of Igbos being fixated with money, controlling the merchandise, areas of Nigeria, and controlling all the real estate, buying off all the lands in Abuja, in Lagos, in Port Harcourt. And I beg to disagree. People are just perpetrating those stereotypes, those lies and mendacity, just to further expose Igbos to existential danger and misery. So I wanted to address that issue, that stereotype. I want you guys to, stop thinking that way. Igbos are poor. We don't own anything. We've been pauperized for since the beginning of, since the beginning of time. It is true that we are, go-getters. We work very hard. We're aggressive when it comes to business. We are prudent, we are frugal. You're gonna see an Igbo man set up a business. He lives in the back of that business. Whereas others are gonna borrow money to throw lavish parties and close off streets. Igbos are frugal. Igbos are prudent. Igbos may have a million stashed away in the bank. They're not gonna touch that money until they build it up, until they build up their businesses, so that they can leave a legacy, so that they can leave something for their generation. Others would rather throw lavish parties, pop Moet champagne, and buy exotic cars, just to show off. Igbos are different. That does not make us people who are fixated with money and material things. Far from it. I'm also going to attempt to address the issue of police brutality. I know when I was in Nigeria, when I was working in the customs, I was at the university, Lagos State University. I was coming back from an evening, lecture. We ran into a police checkpoint. I was conveying some of my classmates in my green-colored Toyota Celica. And then we ran into a police checkpoint. The police officer pulled me over. At that time, I was actually working in the customs service. Pulled me over, and then asked me to get out of my car. And I asked the officer why. Why would I have to get out of my car? I'm not a nefarious character. I don't have any contraband. The officer slapped me, gave me a dirty slap on my cheek, and then proceeded to search me. To the protestation of some of my classmates. They said, "Look, do you know that this is an officer? You're not supposed to be searching him and without any probable cause. If you want money, you tell us you want money, but you're not gonna be disrespecting and humiliating him like that. But you can't argue with a man with the gun and the badge." So just to give you an idea of the kind of existential misery that people have to deal with in Nigeria, in the hands of security forces. What I have been seeing in the social media has been very, very, disheartening. That Igbo Jews who are marching peacefully to showcase and expose their religion, so that the world can see they are rediscovering, not discovering for the first time, their Jewish heritage, being assaulted, being rounded up and incarcerated for no apparent reason, for just being Igbo Jews, is something that has to stop. We cannot live in a society that has no respect for the choices people make, especially when it comes to religious affiliations. The Nigerian Constitution accords people the right to worship whatever they want to worship. If you want to worship a stick, if you want to worship a cow, if you want to worship whatever, it is your prerogative, and nobody can legitimate or make laws that would confine people to a particular religious sect. So Igbos are not new Jews. Our forefathers have always been Jews. It's just that because of the institutional structures that occurred after the first and second temple fell, we ended up in the present-day Southeast Nigeria, and we were in hiding. We couldn't practice our religion openly because we were still afraid of the Romans, we were still afraid of the Arabs, we were still afraid of all the people that were hunting us for just being Jews. So the idea that the Igbo Jews are being harassed, hounded, and just being intimidated for attempting to rediscover, not discover for the first time, their Jewish heritage is something that has to be relentlessly interrogated. We are not going to abdicate, nor capitulate from, nor abandon our birthright, our bequest. This is who we are. We are Jews. We are not going to, surrender that heritage. And I'm happy that Igbos are getting it, even though I am, disappointed, to a large degree by some self-hating Igbo Jews who are posting, very, very disturbing, comments on social media challenging why Igbos are addressing themselves as Jews. And I saw one banner that says Biafra, a Jewish state. You see, that's not, that's not what you're supposed to be writing about. If you don't know about your background, you have to allow the intellectuals, the Igbo intellectuals, the members of the intelligentsia to articulate who you are. Because I see that many of you will go to Google and go to the social media and read up, all forms of lies and mendacity, and then run with it. That's not how you understand who you are. You gotta allow the people who have done the research, who have done the inquiry, who have done the reading and the studies about the heritage of the Igbos, as a social, cultural critic myself, and as a high priest, I'm eminently qualified to, provide commentary on Igbo heritage, because we are Jews, and there's no doubt about that. There is, substantial evidence. There is, no doubt. I am an empiricist. I believe in empirical justification. If something is not supported by evidence, I'm not gonna tout it. I'm not gonna propagate it. I'm not gonna speak about it. There is a empirical justification. That's a difficult word to pronounce anyway. But there's empirical justification to support the argument that Igbos have a Jewish heritage. It has always been there. It's just that it has not bubbled to the surface. We have not peeled off we have not peeled it back like we have in this present day and age. So I'm going to advise all the people who have been propagating this self-hate against themselves, Igbos, to cease and desist. If you uh, uh, don't have the information, if you are not well versed on people's heritage, on people's background, you just sit back and allow the intellectuals, the members of the Igbo intelligentsia, to make commentaries, to provide commentaries and provide the the research findings about Igbo heritage. And then the next issue that I'm going to try to address today is the um, the way Igbo Jews conduct themselves when they go to the synagogues and the temples. I see that many of them tend to wear, or be clad in, in white attire. They dress in like white robes, with their kippah. Um, and then they have their talit. The talit is like this that is behind me. That's like kind of the bag with which my talit came. My talit is hanging over here. This is part of the cord or the fringes or this is it. This is part of the talit. So many of them wear white. It's just white is it shows some purity. White that they're demonstrating that they're in a pure pristine pious place. Pardon that alliteration because I'm a social critic, social cultural critic. I gotta use fine and exotic and ecstatic words. Pure, pristine, pious place. That's when they're in the temple. That shows they're on a holy ground. I personally like to wear black because we're still mourning the fall of Jerusalem. But that does not mean that they are in a white garment church. It's just the way they try to articulate some of the visions, values, and virtues of their religion, their Jewish religion. So I have also read comments regarding why are they wearing white? Are they members of the Cherubim and Seraphim church? No, they are not. They are not in a church. They are in a synagogue, and it's not Cherubim and Seraphim. They are just showing that they're in a pure, pristine, pious place, a place that is considered holy ground, where Yahweh Elohim Adonai dwells in their midst. So that's a very important point that I needed to clarify for those who are, questioning why they are, presenting themselves in white outfits. I've also seen some of them that don't show up in white outfits, in the synagogue. For the most part, many of them, wear those white garments just to, show reverence, show respect, to God, that they surrender all their very being to Him. And I'm going to also address the issue of some of the artifacts, that you find in some of these Igbo Jewish synagogues. They are not the artifacts that you can find in the more established mainstream Eastern and Western European synagogues that have more assets and resources. But what they're working with right now is what that is available to them. Some of them, may just have a table, which, for them is the bima. That's the platform upon which the sacred Torah scroll is placed upon. I don't see many of them having the eternal light, because there's no electricity in Nigeria. So that's understandable if they don't have that light that that is called the eternal light. Just some kind of light that is just shining down from the top of the altar. So I'm gonna ask that we be patient with them, because this is a work in progress. If you ask me, they have made a tremendous progress in their reemergence as Jews. They're very enthusiastic. They are very ecstatic about just being in the presence of Adonai, being in the presence of Elohim, being in the presence of Yahweh, just to worship Him, just to worship in the way and manner our forefathers worshipped when they were in ancient Israel. And if people have resources to present to them, to donate to them, and I'm one of the advocates for for resources for the Igbo Jews in Nigeria, and this video is seen around the world, and many people are watching from Israel. You won't be surprised they're going to be reaching out to many of these Jewish, Igbo Jewish synagogues. They'll be reaching out to them, presenting them with books, the Shumash, the Tanakh, the Mishkan Tefillah, the Torah, all kinds of resources. And I also want to thank the Kulanu organization, the Shavei Israel, and many unnamed, religious organizations in Israel, many rabbis, many, intellectuals that have reached out to the Igbo Jews, providing them with training, with workshop, with resources, reaching out to them, supporting them with words, because I keep I keep pace with events on the internet. As a sociocultural critic, I gotta watch these things. I gotta read up on things. So I'm seeing a lot of Jews around the world reaching out to Igbo Jews, attempting to find out ways in which they can be supported. And I want to send kudos to you. I want to thank you, for remembering your kith and kins in Nigeria, because we always have to remember the Jewish aphorism that we must each must teach one, each must reach one, each must give one. So that's the mutually supportive mindset, the mutually supportive tenet, the mutually supportive ethos of Jewish life, so that one will always attempt to reach and help the other one, And then some of the Jews, Jews around the world, Jews in Israel, that are still in doubt, are still not, ready to key into the zeitgeist, the mood of the moment, in which a lot of Jews are now reaching out to Igbo Jews. I am saying to you, can we allow the rest of our, grand legacy of, religious piety, religious orthodoxy, to give us the opportunity to reach out to the list of these brethren, the list of these Igbo Jewish brethren, so that they too can be able to worship, their God in a very dignified way. This is going to be the end of my podcast, and I want to wish you Christians once again Merry Christmas, and I want to thank everybody that has been watching my podcast, and I'd like you to subscribe. If you go to the rectangular red button on the left-hand corner, the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you're going to press that button, then the system will automatically subscribe you. Subscribe means that every time I release a video, you'll be the first to see it. Subscription is not the way we used to understand the conception in the past, where if you subscribe for something, there is a monetary value attached to it. You gotta pay some money. No, subscription has taken a new meaning. It just means that you are asking the author or the producer of a video to make it available to you at no cost. So subscribe, press the red rectangular button, and every video that I make will be made available to you. And I want to thank you once again. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.